Hey parents, it's probably safe to say that if you're a parent whose child struggles with constipation, you've heard of Miralax. Now, while it is prescribed and used often, it's rarely actually parents' first choice, as it does come with quite a few of documented side effects, including behavior struggles, dependency, increased bloating and cramping and gas. Now, that's just the name of a few. Now, Miralax honestly is not needed as a tool to help constipation, and there are many safe and effective alternatives that do exist. Now, the primary cause of that's what we're going to dive into is what the primary cause of that from a brain and a gut motility perspective is. Now, this video is going to be made specifically for moms of younger children, but even if you have an older child or yourself, you're going to benefit from this video. Now, please share this video with any other moms and parents out there who need to hear this message. They need to stop the Miralax. They need to figure out what we can do to really start to change what's going on with the kids' constipation. Now, this brings to light recently one mom mentioned to us that she's like, I had no idea that it could actually make his behavior even worse. She's like, my doctor definitely did not tell me that. And that is what Henry's mother shared with us during her initial consultation, when we were really just diving deep into what was really triggering Henry's behavior to go from not good to horrible about 6 months before starting care. Now, Henry had battled chronic constipation since he was an infant, and was now dealing with severe behavior and anger issues as well, and was even getting more violent with his sister and other kids around him. He had already been placed on medication, Miralax, and then later received a diagnosis of ADHD as well. And despite just having turned 3 years old, their pediatrician recommended Henry to be put on ADHD medication in addition to the Miralax. So let's dive into what is Miralax and what's in it. Because Miralax has actually been this point of controversy for years after the FDA did a study and found that 167 kids taking Miralax had severe emotional and psychiatric side effects in a 2014 study that was done. Now, this debate has continued as the FDA actually still has failed to approve the use for kids under the age of 17. Now, its current use is considered off-label, and while many pediatricians recommend its use for constipation, many other sites and experts have documented common side effects that actually increase bloating, gas, cramping, diarrhea, even additional stomach pain and pressure. Now, additionally, the main ingredient in Miralax is polyethylene glycol, and this mechanism is retaining water that works against the body's natural process of nutrient and fluid absorption. Now, while altering the process may provide temporary relief for kiddos, long-term, it's working against absorption. Not only changes the biochemistry of the body, but also of the brain's communication to our digestive system. Now, this communication and coordination happens primarily through the function of what we call the vagus nerve and the autonomic nervous system, which has quite a bit of development that it needs to go through from birth through the first many years of life. Now, when there is what we call interference or subluxation or dysfunction to this development, a condition called dysautonomia occurs. And a common side effect is slow digestive motility, which is constipation. And developmentally, this learning of the digestive system naturally happens between 0 and 4 months, while a newborn lays the foundation with easy to digest breast milk and formula. And then as the baby grows, that simple process becomes more complex to be ready for solids at 6 months and then more diverse foods going forward. So let's explore the causes of constipation in kids, and then the natural alternatives that are safe and effective for helping chronic constipation in our kids, and honestly, even in ourselves if we're facing that as an adult. Okay, so first, limiting signals from the brain to the gut and the gut to the brain are primarily directed through what we call the vagus nerve. And if the body isn't getting this parasympathetic calming signals to be put the gut into what we call rest and relaxation and digestion, then the digestion kind of takes a back seat in a busy brain child. And now they are simply more in this than fight and flight than in this rest and digest. And then we get the lack of intestinal motility and movement. And then we call that like that easy plumbing. When smooth muscle gets consistent, what we call consistent sympathetic fight and flight state signals to it, it moves from this easy part to a digestive system that is hard to move things through. And instead of using a medication to help hydrate and then less soften the stool and we need to address the cause. And we need to get the signals working from the brain to the gut and gut back to the brain through what we call neurologically based chiropractic care. And then we can add in the natural remedies to an already balanced and signaling brain-gut connection, such as plenty of water, magnesium, probiotics, enzymes, and honestly, limiting sugar intake. And if you're concerned, before going further, if you're concerned that this may be the case for your child, then we are here to help you find alternatives. First, please ask any questions or leave a comment down below or send us a direct message. Second, please share this video with other parents, other family, Facebook groups that need to hear this information. Third is click on the link down below or in the link in our bio to learn more about Miralax and why not to do it and what you can do alternatively to help your child that is dealing with constipation.